Orgasmic enlightenment, where the sexual and spiritual come together. I'm Kim Anami, and I'm a holistic sex and relationship coach and a vaginal weightlifter. In this show, we explore all things intimate. I believe that our sexual energy is life force, creative energy, and we can use it to shape our worlds, strengthen our relationships, and self-actualize. I blend the most avant-garde information from neuroscience, ancient sexual practices like Tantra and Taoism, to renegade wellness modalities to show you how to create gourmet sex in your lives. Come one, come all. Squirting to manifest your life. One of the holy grails in the sexual kingdom, or rather queendom, is squirting. It is the stuff of legends, legendary vaginas, that has made its way through sexual lore in cultures all over the world as one of the most consummate sexual skills a woman can have. There are stories of tribes in Africa teaching puberty-age girls to squirt. There are paintings in centuries-old Japanese erotica of men collecting this heavenly fluid from their lovers. And in tantric traditions, it is considered to be a great blessing and anointing that a woman bestows upon her man. The Sanskrit word amrita translates to the nectar and food of the gods and is also the term for female ejaculate. We see videos of women online in certain places squirting their ejaculate across the room. All true stories. This is a necessary life skill for women and one that all women can cultivate because the Anami Guarantee. Every woman can hit the ceiling with her ejaculate. Every woman can have multiple G-spot and cervical life-changing orgasms. Every woman can shoot ping pong balls with her vagina. The nectar of squirting fluid is the result of intense G-spot stimulation and a woman's ability to truly open and let go. You could have all the finger technique in the world, and if that woman doesn't surrender, no glory. This is what separates the girls from the women, and the clitoris from the vagina is a woman's ability to truly open and let herself go. And when she does, when she takes this cosmic leap of faith, the whole world opens up to her. Her vagina opens and her existence fully opens. Her amrita is like this cosmic manifesting dust that gets shot over her whole life, imbuing it with a kind of radiance and magnetism that draws everything to her. The attracting becomes effortless. The main work that you do is showing up in your bed and showing up in your vagina. Once you awaken your vaginal superpowers and you come to within yourself, the world comes to you. We have so many stories, one of which you are about to hear, of women self-pleasuring or having epic sex and then going out in public wearing sweatpants and flip-flops, hair hastily tied up in a ponytail, and them having men literally running across 8 lanes of traffic to ask them for their phone numbers. The quality of well-fucked radiance just could not be masked by their schleppy clothes and their messy hair and their unmade-up face. It oozes out of them across the street and across the city, magnetizing everything worthy in its path. Such is the power of an awakened and well-fucked pussy. I am often blown away by our well-fucked all-stars. If you're new to the podcast, this is a segment where I interview students of mine who have such epic accomplishments in this work and in their beds and in their lives that they can be beacons for other people, whatever stage they're at in their journey. Their stories have often brought me to happy tears. There you go, me having an all-star-gasm, and I am so proud of them. Today's guest is what I believe to be our youngest all-star ever. She is 22 years old, and she started this work with me last year when she was all of 21. When I play back this interview, I laugh as I see myself with my jaw half open and my eyes half shocked for the entire thing. I felt like I was talking to a younger version of me. She blew my fucking mind. This woman has milestone after milestone of well-fucked bombshell stories to share. If you want to see and feel what a true bombshell really is, look no further. Her confidence, her mastery, her feminine power, her squirting, she is a fucking animal, and I mean that in the best possible sense. She's inspiring and bombshell as fuck. And she's dropping nonstop bombs in our conversation. Without further ado, here is Tia. Well fucked all-stars. Tia, all the way from Slovenia. It's great to have you here.
Hey, Kim. I'm so happy to be here.
So you have so many amazing things to share. We'll get into all of that. Why don't you give us a summary of where you were, what brought you into this work, and then we'd love to hear about all these amazing breakthroughs.
Okay. Let's maybe start at the beginning. I'm going to try to be as fast as possible because I have so much to share with you. So I lost my virginity very young, Kim. I was around 14, and I did no self-pleasuring before whatsoever. I've never touched myself. I've never touched my breasts, nothing. And I was with this boyfriend for like 2 years. And I remember I discovered my body with him. And then when we broke up, I was around 16. I still never touched myself, never nothing, because I just got used to, okay, if I want to get pleasure, I need a man. And after him, whichever relationship I had, I was kind of like dependent on him to please me, right? So I was also looking for some unhealthy attachment just to get the pleasure, just to be sexually involved, because I always had high libido. I was always out there sexually, also very vocal about it. And then I broke up with my the most recent boyfriend in 2021, which now is 3 years ago. And when we broke up, I decided, okay, I'm gonna stop with this. I'm just going to go into celibacy. And at that point, it wasn't conscious celibacy, because I remember that you talked about that, because I was not self-pleasuring at all. I was just like, I'm not going to interact with any men. And of course, I got, I was just extremely horny. I was aroused, but I didn't know what to do with this energy. And then I saw your video on Instagram saying, all women are insatiable. You ought to have multi-orgasmic, you're a multi-orgasmic being. And I was just like, fuck yeah, I fuck with you so much. I resonated with everything you said in that video. So I followed you, I got to your podcast. And that was, I think, 2023, the beginning of the year, around February. And I listened to all of your podcasts in 3 months. There's thousands of podcasts. So I don't even know how I did this. But I was constantly on my headphones listening to you. And then I signed up for the Well Talked Women Salon. And I purchased Akasha in April, and she came in June. And ever since I got her, I don't know, my life just changed.
Who is Akasha?
Akasha is a glass couture dildo that Kim created, and is now my lover, my best friend. I take it everywhere.
I love that it's personified. It's especially for the G-spot. It has a particular curve in it, so it's designed to help women have G-spot orgasms and squirting ejaculations.
Yes. And I remember actually when I bought it in June, I was like, can I take this through the security? Is someone going to say something? And at that day, they stopped me, and he took out Akasha, the security guy, and he looks at me and he's like, what is this? And I'm like, this is my dildo. And he said nothing else. He was like, okay, he put it back. You're dismissed, ma'am. And I was like, thank you, bye. I don't know. It was just the confidence also you get out of self-pleasuring and just being so unapologetic, as you said. I think a year ago, 2 years ago, I'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. Am I not allowed to have, But I was just like, this is my dildo. Do you want to say something? I just had an orgasm in the toilet. What do you want? Okay, so in June, Akasha came, right? My life changed. I think the love of my life. So she arrived at the time. Yeah. At the time, I was living in Valencia, so I was really waiting for it to come. And Spanish post is a bit slow, or so I was very like, am I gonna get it? When is it arriving? So it arrived, and I remember my sister being there, and we both opened it together, and she was like supporting me on it big time. She was like, oh my God, look at this penis, it's so beautiful. And the colors and everything, it was amazing. And I just told her like, yeah, so like, I know that you're here now, but if possible, like today, just do something in the evening, because I can't wait, like I have to dive into this. And Kim, like I started, I don't know, like, in the beginning, like you have to get to know it. First, I put it on my chest, and then I used a lot of like coconut oil for breast massage and just to get myself into it. I didn't use coconut oil down there. I didn't have to. But yeah, and then I don't know, like the first time I sat on it, I was just like, oh, like the feeling of being penetrated again, because I didn't have penetrative sex for 2 years. And I didn't really finger myself either. So I was just, I did clitoral orgasms before, and I have one of those without touching myself, which I also explained. It's basically like on a chair, and I just come. Like, I don't really know what I do. I'm just clenching the muscles, and I'm like, oh, and now it's very fast, but it took some time to figure it out. Yeah, so I just started self-pleasuring. I can go more into detail about that, but then the things that have changed, maybe we can start with, I just became like, a magnetic bomb. Like I could just not get rid of men. Like I remember me and my sister, we just went out of the apartment, and in all of your podcasts, you said like, men are literally like running from the other side of the street just to talk to you. And I was like, okay, like I'm so happy for these women, but I never thought this would actually happen to me. So me and my sister go out of the apartment. We start walking on the right side of the road. And there's this man, like Valencia's streets are like big. So it was like, I think two-way and like two sides on both ways. So like 4 lanes, right? And the cars were like going like up and down. And like these 3 men just saw us from the other side of the road. And they were like, whoa, beautiful, you ladies, like, wait. And they were attractive as well. They weren't just like this weird, like, men that are they were like our age, super attractive. And they are like, wait, please, like, wait, you're so beautiful. And they came to us, and we were like walking, we were in our like, feminine energy, like catch us if you want us, kind of just walking. They came to us, they were like, oh, please stop, can we have your number? Like, where are you guys from? You're so beautiful. And this was just one out of many things that happened. And that was with my sister, so maybe it had something to do with her as well. But when I was alone in Valencia, I think a week after, then my sister left, and I just went outside to walk in the park and to go study in the park. And I get out of my apartment. I just had a dress on, no underwear, of course. And I was walking, and I felt so beautiful, and my posture was just confident and everything, but that's just how I am. And this man was walking the dog, and he's like walking, he goes past me, he looks at me, he's like, whoa, stop, señorita. And like, he starts talking to me, and like, can I please have your Instagram? You're so beautiful. Like, I want to take you out. And I was like, oh, thank you. Like, I'm flattered, of course. And he was also pretty attractive. It was not like I was not interested in this man. And then the same day I go to the park, I'm walking in the park, and it's a big park, a lot of people going everywhere. And there's this guy running, and he was running extremely fast. I think he was training, and he's running fast. And I just like, he caught my eye. I looked at him, and I was like, oh, like, good job for him. Like, he's running, he's being creative, recreative. And then at some point, like, he sees me, he makes eye contact, and he slows down. Like, he went from like running, he slows down. He's like looking at me, his head is going like this. And I was just like, I just chuckled, and I went forward, and I saw him like stop, like behind me, and just like look at me. And I was like, okay, like, Kim, this is working. Like, I don't know, like, I think I wanted to text you about this, but I was just like, I was just so overwhelmed with everything. I sat down, I started studying. After 5 minutes, this man found me. Like, he comes to me, and he's like, I'm sorry to bother you, but I saw you, and I just like, I could not help not talking to you. Like, what's your name? Where are you from? Can I please have your number? He was Colombian, super sweet, super shy. English was a bit mad, but I was just like, wow. And then he cooked for me like the next week. Like, we made a little date in the park. He brought empanadas. He showed me his traditional food. It was just, I don't know. It was so amazing. And then a week after, I met I was just cycling. I stopped at the traffic light, and the man on the right side was also on a bicycle, but I was like in my zone. I just came from volleyball training. Kim, I was sweaty and I was wearing sweatpants. Like I was not my sexiest self at all. You know, I had my ponytail up. Like I was just like, I'd go home, shower, and call it a day. And he was just like, he started like small talk, something like, oh yeah, like, have you seen this? And I was like, he was so beautiful. I was like, are you talking to me? I'm sorry. And we completely hit it off, and we ended up dating. Like he was my Spanish boyfriend for the time that I was there. And I don't know, like just things like this. I described 4 scenarios now, but there were many more. So that was when it comes to just magnetizing things. Like I've never thought that I don't have to do anything and man can just come, you know. I was always like initiating the contact, or if I saw a guy, I'm very dominant. And I was just always like, okay, like he's cute, like let's, give him some signals or like go talk to him. I don't have to do anything anymore. And the ghosts from the past are also returning. 2 of my exes like reached out and they were like, like trying to reconnect and everything. And I can go into more detail about this as well, because one of them also drew like from the Netherlands to Slovenia just to see me. Which is also, I remember one podcast you were talking about how there was like COVID, and then one man knocked on some women's door. Like he literally like came to her, like she didn't have to move at all. Like I was just like, wow, this is what is happening. Like he drove all the way from fucking Netherlands to Slovenia, to my capital. All I had to do was look pretty, go outside and meet him. I didn't have to like travel distance, because in the past I would go on a plane and just to see a guy, like fly out to him. And so this is when it comes to men. But there are like 7 more things I want to mention.
Yeah.
Go into detail.
This is just monumental, these experiences. Like you're describing all these examples that I've given over the years and then some, right, of what happens when you're in that zone. So how would you describe, like, what do you think is different about you, right? This magnetism, but what do you think that is? And what do you think that they're picking up on? And do they ever tell you afterward?
Yeah, so 100%, I'm completely self-dependent. Like I'm not dependent on anyone. I'm independent. My self-love for me just increased so much, and I don't need men anymore for my pleasure. Like I'm just like, if I get aroused or horny, I actually fuck myself better, and I know that I'm gonna have a better session if I do it on my own. So I'm like if you're not adding anything to my life, I do not need you. Like I'm already living my life without a man inside of it. You're just adding to it. Like you're not the cherry on top, because of course when you have a deep connection and a lovely partner, then you just grow together. But I'm just like self-sufficient, how do you say this? We say self-sufficient, self-sufficient.
Exactly. But I also love, like, you talked about the self-love piece. And so if somebody isn't going to add to your life, you don't have any kind of desperation or codependency that people often find themselves getting sucked into relationships and things that maybe aren't just healthy for them, just out of wanting to fulfill a need, whether that's an emotional need or a sexual need, a financial need, that people get drawn into these things. And so when you know, A, that you can please yourself sexually, and B, that you're worthy, right? Like when you step into that well-fucked woman place of, I don't give a fuck, this is who I am, take it or leave it, and I deserve the best, and if the best is coming my way, great, but anything less than that, like, just get out of my space.
Exactly. And for me, I think it's also like, I was very controlling in the past. Like I would be very much like, oh, like this must happen. Like I must talk to him. I must have something with him. And now I'm just like, I'm much more in a flow. Like I let things happen as they do. And I've manifested so many amazing things in my life. Like things are just happening. Like things I've always wanted to do, I just do them. Like just this weekend, for example, that surfing that you can do behind a boat. Mm-hmm. So I'm a kite surfer, but like I also like to wave surf, but I'm not that good at it yet. But you can so strapless behind the boat, that the boat creates its own waves. I always wanted to do that. Like on Instagram, I would just watch those videos of girls doing it. And I was like, oh, this is so hard. This weekend, I was in Austria. I was just driving to see a friend. And she was like, on Friday, she was like, do you want to go on boat tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, sure. And she's like, you can also surf. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, it's probably like those wake surfing, with the line. We come there and it's like this amazing big boat. And I was like, don't tell me this is the boat that creates its own waves, And they were like, yeah. So I did it. And like the first time I was just, it's such an amazing feeling. But like, this is like off my bucket list. And it just happened. Like, I didn't have to plan it, but it just happened. And I don't know, if this is connected, but like things like this are just falling into place. And then, as you mentioned, also the Curacao, I got accepted. I applied, and I just came from South Africa because I did my internship there, and I also just got accepted. It's just like I'm just being myself, and I'm applying for things, and I just get them.
Explain what that is, because that's pretty unique. You're going to Curacao to do what?
Yes, so I just finished my master's. I'm a psychology student, and I'm gonna do my internship at the Curacao Dolphin-Assisted Therapy Research Center. I'm gonna work. Yeah, it's actually insane. When I found about it, I was like, "Whoa, these people! Like, this is my dream." I applied, and they called me for an interview. I was like, "Oh, you actually want me? Of course you do." Like, yeah, okay, let's go. Like, and now I'm going in September. I'm so excited. So it's basically I'm gonna be the right hand of the therapist there. And we're working with children with disabilities, and it's dolphin-assisted therapy. So it is psychology, but it's also animal therapy. And it's absolutely insane. I'm reading books about dolphins now and how amazing creatures they are and how many healing powers they have. Yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah. Did you listen to the episode I have with Elena Tonetti Vladimirova, who was the midwife in the Black Sea, or actually the dolphins were the midwives, and she was just there helping along with the women giving birth in the Black Sea.
Yes, I listened to all of your podcasts, and I actually think that this is how women should have birth in the sea with the dolphins swimming around. And maybe we can move on to the next topic now, because this is exactly what I also see as a big change. I thought I didn't give a fuck what other people think, but after this salon, I really don't give a fuck. Like, I'm just my authentic self to my parents, to my dad, to anyone. So let me tell you a story. Like you mentioned in the beginning, that I showed Akasha to my grandmother. Like, yeah, I do. And then she tells it to my uncle. And then everybody knows about me having a glass dealer. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm fucking and you're eating. It's a basic human need. We're all doing it. Why should it be a taboo? Like, I'm 22. I'm a sexual being. So are you. You created me with this energy. So like, what's up? Like, why are we all sex? Oh my God. Like, I don't fuck with this mentality. But so we were in the Netherlands driving to my graduation, and we were in a train. My whole family. Balkan families are like, we all go to the event. It's not like 4 people, it's like 20 people joining. So it was my whole family. And my cousin is a medicine student. And somehow the conversation got about like birth, yeah? And she was like, yeah, like you need to do a C-section and it's really important. And I was looking at her and I was just like, should I be quiet or like, should I say something? Because I'm not really resonating with this. My father was sitting right next to me. He was on his phone, I think, searching for where we had to go. And I was just like, I'm going to do a home birth. Like, I just screamed it. Like, everybody heard. My father dropped his phone. He looked at me. He's like, no, what do you mean? And he goes like, like statistics show that, like, if you do like home birth, like you can like, like die. And I was like, which statistics? Show it to me. Like, I want to read it. And he didn't have an answer, like, and I was also like, Dad, I had statistics for 4 years. I'm a psychology master now. Like, I don't talk with statistics. Like, statistics is like, it's some numbers and some, but please, like, science is not everything, there's other things.
You can bend over and pay for science for a certain amount of money. It'll bend over and you can shove money up its ass and it'll do whatever you want it to do. Yeah, very special.
Exactly. I just finished my master's thesis and like my results changed like 3 times. I was like, what is this? So I can just manipulate it, and then I couldn't suddenly support it. But yeah, so basically we were talking about this, and I just told him I'm gonna do a home birth, and I was like, yeah, and if possible, I'm gonna go to Hawaii or the Caribbean, and I'm gonna like the dolphin assisted birth, because I know that I can do that there. And he was shocked. But if a person is talking from such a confident place, people pick up on it. So there's nothing they can say, because whatever he said, I had a comeback. Like, I already had an argument for him. And like, that's my dad. I love him to pieces. Of course, he's my idol, but they were just like raised in this, I don't know, like traditional way of, you have to go to the hospital and give birth there. So basically, Kim, not to be too long, but I was just talking about how I believe that our bodies are conscious beings that know what's best for them. And I definitely know that I want to do it at home, and I don't want anyone cutting me down there. And I don't want any fucking doctor telling. So I already decided that I'm going to do it at home. And then my mom was, she's more holistic, and she supported me on it. But I think even that for her was a bit like, okay, like that's what we're doing. And then my aunt was like, and everybody, like my uncle, aunt, cousins, my sister was just there like, and I'm like, no, it's enough. Like I've been enough. I'm 20. Like I'm gonna say what I think. Like I'm very sorry if I don't agree with something that's being discussed in the table, and if you ask me for my opinion, I'm gonna share it. You know, I'm not gonna people please anymore. I'm not gonna sugarcoat things. So this is just one of the other examples where I was just brutally honest and just poof.
I love what you said about when you're in that energy, it's like its own protective force field around you. Like people can sense that you are so firm and unwavering in your own truth that, you know, it is kind of pointless to try to bully you into submission or peer pressure you into submission or into conformity, right? Because this is all these things are. Like you said, even with your father, like he didn't actually have an argument. He actually didn't know these facts. He was just repeating something that he's been indoctrinated with, right? And that is the reality for most people in all parts of their lives, but especially in all things medicine and healing, right? Most people are operating from a very, very limited, very programmed paradigm.
100%. 100%. And that's why I came across it, and I was like, what statistics where? Like, can I read it? Can I see it? You just have this subconsciously ingrained in your brain. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You just think that that's the truth. But it's not. Like, I'm your firstborn daughter, knock, knock. Like, I'm here to face a mirror next to you, so you can look yourself into it and see maybe some things I have to unlearn what I've learned and learn them again.
Right. I love that.
Yeah.
So you've said that your libido has been voracious, like higher than ever. You feel constantly aroused. What is that like?
Okay. So I wrote that. I think it was it that was from the Welfare Tumor, right? Yeah. So I wrote that, I think in September when we just finished. So then I moved to the Netherlands, and it was still sunny outside and everything. I was just wearing dresses all the time. I was cycling, Kim, without my underwear. Like, I was just like, if someone sees my coochie right now, I don't care. Like, people don't make eye contact there anyway, so I don't think anyone is watching, so it's fine. But like, I was just cycling, like, oops, like, okay, like, of course I tried to hit it, but you know, if you're cycling, you can just see things. I don't know. I just remember, like, I woke up and I was like, okay, like, where's the Kasha? I got kind of like, not addicted to it, but I was like, where is she? Like, is she okay? Like, I just checked on her immediately. I was like, good morning, baby. How did you just sleep? You know, like, I literally developed a relationship with her. I just remember like walking through the streets and just feeling so in flow and so peaceful, so content, calm, and just constantly aroused. But I was not aroused like Kim. Like, I used to like walk the streets and constantly like search for men. I'm like, oh, like he's hot. I could, I could eat that. But now I was just like, no, like I was walking and I was like, I'm so sexy. Like it's me, like my breath and my punani is just like there. And I feel her and I hear her. It was so beautiful. And yeah, you ask like, how is this manifesting now? A week ago, we went, oh my God, this is actually hilarious. We went to a very fancy restaurant with my aunt and my sister, because I just came back from South Africa and my aunt always wants to see me whenever I'm back in Slovenia. So she's like, Tia, let's go. Of course, I did not wear underwear, but I had a dress on. And we come to the restaurant, and on that day, I feel beautiful every day, but on that day, there was something like, I was ovulating. I was just feeling so beautiful, and we sit down, we start eating, and like you're sitting like this, so like the legs, and then the ass is here, and I just fell, and my dress was a bit longer, so it covered like my ass, and it went to the knees, and I just felt my juice just like flow down like to my anus, and it of course like left a big stain. Like I had like a stain like this, but it was my like juice, like it just how it was. So I was like, oh, okay, and what can I do? It just happens. Like, what do you do in these cases? If it shows, I was like, there's nothing I can do now. I can just like crumble it up a bit. And then I stood up, and my sister was like, yeah, like you peed yourself. And I'm like, oh no, like that's my juice. Like I'm just so wet, you know? And she was like, don't you have underwear? And I was like, no. And I was like, and she got so mad. What do you mean? Like, we're not at the restaurant and we're not wearing underwear. And I'm like, A, no one knows. B, I can shout it that I'm not wearing it. Like, I own it. Who invented underwear? Why are we even having it? You know, I need her to breathe. And yeah, like now you can see it, but so what? I can just say it's sweat, you know? Or like, but I don't even have, like, if you feel ashamed for me, you can say it's sweat, but I'm going to say that it's my wetness because that's what it is. So then I was just walking with this like big wet stain on my back. It was a green dress, so it was like you could really see it, but I didn't care. I was walking around this fancy ass restaurant. There were very many like important Slovenian people there, you know, like oh, like they can steal. Yeah, I don't care. Like they should fuck each other as well. So this is how it is. I'm just
overflowing with confidence and love for yourself, really.
Yes, 100%.
So what about bodily changes? You said that your chest grew.
Oh my God, yes. Thank you, Kim. You're guiding me so well. I almost forgot. Okay, let's talk about breasts first. So I also, my whole life, I was more connected to my ass. Like I'm just very gifted in that area. Like she's just pretty big. And my breasts were always like, they were there, but like, yeah, like they're there. Like they're not the biggest, they're not the most beautiful, as I was told, but it's, you know, they're just there. But when I started massaging them, I saw how beautiful they were. And I've also like attracted a partner that the first thing he said when I got naked, he was like, your breast. And I was like, I know, right? Like it's not the focus on the ass anymore. Like I'm gifted here also. So yeah, they just grew. They're just more there. Like my nipples are just like hard more often throughout the day. And like if I massage them every day, but if I don't, they're literally, it's like they're knocking on my door like, yo, you forgot. Hello, we're here. Like I cannot get on with my day if I don't do it. Like they're constantly like talking to me. They're just like, yeah, like, hi. Like I literally feel them wanting to be touched and wanting to get attention and be massaged. So that's regards to my breasts. I wrote a lot of things about that. I fell asleep like holding them. They're like, I'm cuddling with my own breasts, you know, like I fell asleep like this or like this. It's just like, I don't know, I'm so connected with them now. And I've never been. I was always like, yeah, like put a bra on, go to volleyball practice. Like it doesn't really matter. Like even when I was like, you know, showering, you're just like, blah, 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 okay, done. And now I'm like, okay, let's go, let's get it started. And if it's possible, I try to do it like twice a day, 3 times a day. Because I just feel so much better. Like once you touch them and once you start massaging them, it's like hypothalamus and all of these glands inside are just like massaging your brain as you do them. It's all connected, of course, but I feel more peaceful when I do it. It's the first thing in the morning. Like I have my coconut oil next to my bed. I just take it and I'm like, okay, no one bother me. Like I'm massaging my breasts right now. And it takes as long as it does. You know, when they say it's enough, then I stop. But it's not like I'm rushing with it. So that's my breasts. And then my weight.
And they grew, you said. Yeah, like they grew a cup size.
They grew. Well, I don't know because I'm not wearing bras. But like right. when I touch them, like they feel there's like more to hold.
Love it.
There's more to hold than it has been a year ago, definitely. And they're just like, you know, okay, I don't know how I can describe it, but like you have the underboob here. And I used to have like a big, like empty spot here. Like it's kind of like yeah, there just wasn't like, I don't know, like they were just not full. And now this spot like full. And left one was always bigger, but now the right one is just, yeah, it's just there. Like they're all both fully full and firm.
Like self-actualized.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And then my weight also, Kim. So I went to South Africa in March and I can just tell you numbers, honestly. We do KJ, so I don't know if you know that. But
yeah.
Yeah. So I weigh like 82. I'm also quite tall, but I weighed 82 and I was like, okay, like, you know, owning my weight and everything. But I thought that in Africa I would gain even more weight because the diet there is just not as healthy as here. And I was also unable to get like fresh vegetables and fruits. And I came back and now I have like a 74, 73. So it's like 10 it's almost 10 kilos, right?
Yeah.
Which I don't know how much that is, but it's 10 kilos.
22 pounds.
Yeah.
25.
And that's like in 3 months. So that was the recent weight loss. But yeah, well, I also, maybe that contributes as well. I also met a boyfriend in Africa, and we were just having sex every day all the time. I guess that was also the thing. But yeah, so weight loss also, and unintentional.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And what about orgasms and G-spot? So because you are having such a great relationship with Akasha. What are your G-spot orgasms and squirting ejaculation like?
Yeah. It's so interesting because whenever I start dating someone new, and I squirt, they're just like, whoa, like what's happening? And I'm just like, yeah, this is how women should be. Is this the first time you're seeing this? Like, everyone should squirt like this, but they don't. But I remember, okay, can I just mention this? I remember I was with a French man, and we got intimate for the first time, and I just started squirting. And when when I'm laying on my back, it literally goes like up and then down. And he sees it, and he's like, let him go. That's like the fountain,
Like a fountain.
Yeah, that is so funny because it really looks like a fountain. It just goes up and then down, and it's so much. And it depends on the day, of course, but my recent orgasms with my partner were just, it was like liters, like a liter or two of water, just like, and I didn't stop. So like, he's like penetrating me, or I'm penetrating myself with the cash. That doesn't really matter. And then I just like, I feel it, and I'm just like, okay, like put it out now, like put it out. Like I can't do this anymore. Like I have to squirt, like I have to release. And then I'm just like releasing it for like good 2 minutes. It's just like, and it's just coming, like, and it doesn't stop. And then I know that after I do it, like if he fucks me more, it's gonna be more. And I always have my water ready because sometimes I get a bit lightheaded because I lose 2 liters of water, Kim. Like that's not normal. So I have to drink, like, and sometimes I chug water after, like, okay, I'm ready for more, let's go. And it's always fresh water. Like, I can, you smell it. It's just so, I love the taste of my squirt as well, and my period as well. But yeah, I don't know, like, as I embrace my squirting and as I love it, I also see, like, now I've attracted an amazing partner that's also loving it, He's always like, oh my God, like, squirt more. Like, I just, whoa, like, look at this. Because the boyfriend before, he would shame me for it. He would be like, oh, like, now it's all wet and we have to do the dishes, and not the dishes, the sheet.
Laundry,
and the laundry. And I was like, get off my dick. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what do you mean? Like, we have to do it. Like, be happy that I'm doing it. I'm probably one of the only women you'll ever meet, unless Kim, of course, spreads her knowledge all over the globe, which you are doing. But if people take up on it. And I wanted to add on that topic because I squirted first when I was pretty young. I was around 17, and at that time I had a boyfriend, and he was just a sex god, like you described some of your previous partners. He opened squirting for me, and what happened was I was on all fours, and he went from behind and was penetrating me, but he had to penetrate me like very deeply, I think 3 times. He put it out, and there was like, okay, let's say, okay, that's my fridge, yeah? But let's say that's the wall. And I was like, do you see how far away I'm from it? It's like a solid 1.5 meters. So I was like, my ass was like 1.5 meters away from the wall. And this man goes out with his penis, he moves, and I squirted all the way to the wall. And that was not, like, I literally like, and this was not like one, like, how do you say, tsurek? It was not like one flush, not flush. How do you call this?
Spurt, maybe?
Yeah, it was not one spurt. It was like a whole fountain. Like, it was like just waves, like, shoot. And he just looks at me, and like the next second, like, he's there on my ass, like drinking it, like, like, I'm like swallowing it. And I'm like, whoa, what's happening? Like, why are you drinking this, Because I was 17, like, I'd never had this experience. And he was just like, oh, like, you're so yummy, like, give me more, give me more. And when I stopped, he was like, oh, like, I want more. So he wanted to make me squirt more. And then he went under me, and just like, I was his amrita, like, he was really drinking it instead of water. And he couldn't keep up because there was so much. It was like like going out his mouth as well. So that was my first encounter. And then I've kind of lost it because I didn't fully embody myself squirting. And that's also, I think, why I attracted a partner that was not, that did not love my squirting. Like the next partner after him that I had. He was just kind of like he was like, okay, yeah, it's fine, but like, can you have a different orgasm? And I was like, yeah, make me, like, like it's not your responsibility, but like we're both in this together, Yeah, and now I just in Africa I met my last boyfriend, and we were just, I don't know, I was just so sad. But it's because I found myself in my sexuality, and then you just attract a partner who's also found himself and who's gonna carry you and be there for you. And if you fall, he'll catch you, as you always say. I've been caught many times now. It's great. One time we were, okay, let me also share this with you. He was fingering me from the back and he was choking me a bit. And yeah, like, don't try this at home, kids. But he was choking me from behind, and I think he like cut my oxygen flow. So I fainted. Just a bit. Like, I just fainted a little bit. But he was choking me hard, and I liked it. And then I just like, I just fainted, like I just relaxed for a few seconds, and he was behind me, like firmly, like holding me. And like when I woke up, I was like in his arms, and I was just like, oh, this is how it is when you fall and a man catches you, like literally. Like, like he made me faint, but he caught me. So this is what, like, I was just like, okay, so I can fully surrender myself to you, because if I fall, you will literally catch me. And this has been shown in bed now many times as well. I'm just crying every time. I'm just releasing everything. And another thing now that we're talking about lovemaking is my previous partner before this one, the one that didn't like squirting. He was like, when we were fucking, he would, like, if we had missionary, he would always like look down, he would focus on my pussy and him being inside of me like this. But the partner that I had now was like so focused on my face and on my eyes. Like, he was just looking at me, and just like, if then it got too weird for me, I would look away. He would be like, like, I'm here, look at me, like, we're lovemaking right now, we're connecting. And I was just like, wow, like, I'm inhabiting this energy now, and I've attracted a partner who does so as well. And that's just beautiful. Like, this is what it is in life. And I always tell my friends when they're like, oh, there's no good men out there. Yeah, apparently you still have work to do. There's amazing men out there. You just have to first be your best self, and then you're going to attract the man that you want, I was always told that I was too much, too loud, too sexual. Like, the girls in my school would also be like, yeah, like, I think you're a nymphomaniac, like, you're addicted to sex. Like, it must be, because I always like to be tied up and BDSM and all of that shit. I was always up for it. And they were just like, you just had sex today. Like, do you want to have sex again? And I'm like, yeah. And like, my partners couldn't keep up, And then, like, but you really, like, if you are in this bubble, and I love Slovenia, my country, you have to visit it one time. It's so beautiful. But Ljubljana is so toxic. When you're living in this bubble, it's so toxic. Like, you're a hoe like this, I had like three sexual partners. Everybody knew about them. And I really hated it. But what happened was that you came with your beautiful face on my screen, and you were like, you're supposed to be horny. You're supposed to have high libido. Like, you're supposed to want it, Like, you're multi-orgasmic. And I was just like, yeah, I am. Thank you. Like, you just allowed me. Like, you just allowed me to express myself and to embody it. And then I just did. And I think, like, also you embodying this confidence and just putting it out there and idolizing it for me. I was just like, she's my idol. I'm going to be as confident as her. I'm already on the right way. I just still have some things that I have to clear along my way. And I don't know. And I also remember listening to all of your podcasts, Kim, and I was just like, oh my God, these people, like, I want to be like them. Like, everything they're saying, like, I want this. Oh, and now it's only been a year. Like, imagine what I can do with this knowledge in 10 years. So I can go on and on, but that's in a nutshell, Kim.
That's so amazing. Yeah. Is there anything else that's come to mind that you want to share?
Yeah. One of the very important things, but okay, before I get to this one, because this is a pretty big one, I just want to wrap up the whole magnetizing boys and everything. In the beginning, I mentioned that two of my exes came back. So one literally drove from the Netherlands to Slovenia to see me, and then after him, now in January, before I left for South Africa, my ex Dutch boyfriend came. Like he was just like reaching out to me, and he was like, "Oh my God, like I heard you're going to South Africa. Like when can I see you?" Because he kind of felt like then I was just gone, which is true. He came to my city the day before I left. He helped me pack. He helped me paint the house because I was moving out, so I had arrange everything. He took me to the airport, and as we were at the airport, because I had to stop in Istanbul, and then I went to Johannesburg. He was there, and I saw he was looking at plane tickets to Istanbul. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm going with you. Like, I want to go to, like, I want to be with you more. Like, I can't just let you go right now." Like, and then he looked at me, he's like, "I can't describe it, but there's just something about you. Like, how could I ever let this go? Like, how was I ever able to let this go? Like, you're just so, men are not that good with describing sometimes, but he just could not let me go." So he was looking at plane tickets to go to Istanbul with me. And just this initiative that he wanted to is already like, wow, like when I'm inhabiting my full feminine energy, he goes into his masculine, or all the men around me. And then they're just like, like, can I have more of this? And I'm like, well, if I decide to, maybe, let's see, Yeah. So yeah, that's on the whole men topic. And then I also want to talk about period pain. Oh my God, Kim, like I've always had such painful periods. So I would faint. I would burn myself with a hot water balloon. Because I would like pour boiling water in it and then try to numb the pain, because my cramps were so bad. My breasts were hurting. I had backache. I would puke. I puked like every day. That was just a standard. My first day of period, blah, like everything that I consumed was just out there. So I got my period when I was 13, and for many years I would just eat painkillers, right? Because I could not do anything for like 3 days. So when I ate a painkiller, of course, like I didn't feel it, but then I felt out of touch with my body. I felt out of touch with I was like, but this is when I got into your work, I just put the painkillers away, because I was like, pain is there because it's communicating something to me. Like I have to listen to it, and now I can also connect this to not giving a fuck anymore. For my school project, for my honors program at my master's, I actually did an exhibition about talking to your inner organs, like orgasming and massaging your uterus for decreasing pain. This was my honors exhibition program. And, before I introduced the topic to my professors, I was like, they're all going to say, I'm like, they're going to expel me because I'm talking about orgasms and like sexual energy. But I presented it with such confidence that they picked up on that confidence, and they were just like, yeah, like this is what you should do. Like, I think more women should do that. Like, you should talk to your uterus and like massage her. And so it's been like, I think like 8-month journey now since I've been like talking to my uterus, massaging her. And also like, I think all the self-pleasuring breast massage, all of it contributed to it. And now I can say, Kim, the past 3 cycles have been like bearable. So I can go through the cycle without having the hot air balloon on it. You know what? And that for me is such a success already, because I used to like swallow 3 painkillers just to be able to survive the day. And I even had one cycle where I felt absolutely nothing. Like I was bleeding and I had no cramps. And I was like, what is happening? Like how, like this is not my body, because I always had such bad cramps. So period as well is just, but I'm also like, I'm loving her so much now. Like when I'm bleeding, I'm free bleeding sometimes. And when I am, I just keep like, I touch my punani and she's like bleeding, and I'm just like putting it as a face mask, and I'm like smelling myself, and I just love myself so much. So how can other people not pick up on that and love me for it as well? So yeah, I graduated from like my honors program was about talking to your inner organs and decreasing period cramps.
That was amazing. Oh my goodness, yeah. That is just so incredible, Tia.
Yeah, thank you, Kim. And this is like academia, we're talking about this like science and like, but you are able to penetrate there as well if you come with confidence and with the right intention. So many women came to me. They were like, oh my God, I'm also faking when I have cramps. Like, what can I do? And I was just like, yeah, like you grab your uterus, if possible, like you have something on your clitoris, like as you always say. And I'm just like, and you're just telling her like, oh, I can send you this video. I also posted it on my Instagram story. For the final exhibition, it was basically like you had to show a product. And I filmed myself talking to my uterus, crying. And like a year ago, I would never like show this to anyone. This was exhibited at our university, and it was an open exhibition, so anyone could come. So people would come in and out, and they would see me like talking to my uterus and crying, you know? Like 1 year ago, I was like, oh, people are probably going to think I'm crazy, you know? But now I'm just like, the ones that don't think that this is the shit can fuck off. So, you know, and I got so many positive feedback about it. Like there's girls, like we have a little WhatsApp group now, just like it's called like, yeah, talking to your inner organs. And sometimes like we're texting like tips inside of it, like what to do and how we're feeling. And I don't know, I'm just so much more in tune with my body, Kim. It's insane. Like I just feel that like I listen to it and I'm there. And I was really dissociated before, you know, like not touching my breasts, not self-pleasuring. How did I go from fucking for 6 years to not touching myself for 2 years? I don't understand. Because I was always dependent on a man. And I always had a penis in my life. Like I had like long-lasting relationship always. So for 2-3 years, I would always have a boyfriend. So we would just have sex. But then when I suddenly lost it, I was like, oh, what now? At the age of, how old was I? 20? Yeah, I'm 20. No, at 20. Yes, I was 20. I'm 22 now. So like for 2 years, I just had nothing. And then I met you, my queen. It changed my life, Kim. Very nice.
Wow, Tia, you're blowing me away. You have so many incredible stories. Is there anything else? I have a few more things I can ask you about, but I love that you just brought this up about the periods, because that wasn't even on my list of things. So is there anything else that you think is really important to also bring up?
Let me see. Yeah, we also talk about, in the beginning, it was also the income, right?
Yeah, you mentioned your income doubled without really trying to make it happen.
Yeah. So when I say income doubled, you know, like I was still a student when I joined your salon. So I was babysitting on the side. And before I started the well-fucked woman, I'm gonna talk money. I got around like 8 euros per hour. I was also younger, and I was just doing it for fun. And I had 2 families. I started well-fucked woman in June, and in August, count, a month and a half later, I had 18 families. I cannot even put this in my schedule. 18 families texting to me, reaching out to me like, we would love for you to take care of our children. Like, please, can we meet? And then then I could really set the bar higher, you know? Like I was just like from 8, my bare minimum was 10, and then people would offer me 12. I ended up being a babysitter for 5 or 6 families for 15 euros per hour, and some of them even 20. So it went from like 8 to 20, or like from 8 to 15, which is double, right? Like this is double. And I had to reject families. Like I was just like, I'm so sorry, like I can, you know, like give you someone else, because I also had friends who babysit. But everybody wanted me. Like it was just insane. Everybody was reaching out to me, and I was just babysitting like full time. I was earning like, I don't know how much per month, like around 1,500, which is like a full salary already, you know? Like, but I was there like with the children, and I loved children. I also studied this, and I was full time studying. So I was doing all of it, and I was just making so much money that now I also have money to go to Curacao and to do what I heard it's expensive, but I don't care. Like, it's fine. I have money. Like, money is just not an issue. And I also, like, I remember when I purchased a Kasha, and I like, so.
It's a big investment for a student, like $300 dildo for a student. Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember because when I signed up for Well-Fucked Woman, it was like about 1,000 or something. And at first I was like, wow, like this is a lot, but hell yeah, like I'm in. But then after, like, when I signed up for Vaginal Kung Fu, I was like, yeah, why is it not 2,000? Like this is even, it's not even enough, you know? So for, like, it's also like your attitude towards money changes, because you're just like, you're attracting it to your lap, as you always say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh, and another thing, I don't know if this is connected, but I'm somehow always on time now. Like I used to be always late, but I did something with this dimension. Like I cracked the code. I'm always on time. Like time is like I'm ahead of time. I don't know how, but I always somehow have enough time.
Wonder if it's something
I don't
about
know.
like checking out. You know that expression in English when you check out or you dissociate? You know, like
Yeah,
you're not fully present, but I think maybe the opposite when you are fully present, then that applies to everything, right? Like in terms of being on time and being in full command of the whole space-time continuum.
definitely. Yeah, yeah. That's one of the other things. I'm just like, whoa. Um,
And you said that you get less sleep because you'll self-pleasure and you'll stay up, and now you don't even need as much sleep.
Thank you. Thank you. You're guiding me so well through it. Sleep. Oh my God, Kim, sleep. Okay, I was always a sleepy cat, like 8, 10 hours per night, like just 8 hours minimum. And ever since I started doing it, I'm just, and then like more projects are just coming to me as well. And I feel so alive. I feel so creative and so motivated for life that I'm just like, okay, like sleep. Okay, like let's just get it done fast so I can continue living. Like I don't want to pause my life now for a few hours. I just want to keep going. And yeah, like I mean, obviously, like when it comes to, oh yeah, amazing that she remembered me of this one. So I had two moments where me and my partner were having sex, and he would like fuck me for an hour already, and then I would like, yeah, as you say, an hour is like a quickie, but like I wanted more and more and more, and he could not like satisfy me, and I just got more energy and more energy, and I was just like okay, like this can go on for 6 hours, but it's like 4 in the morning already. We have to wake up at 7, so maybe we can just like stop now. Like I have to consciously stop, otherwise we would just not sleep the night. And because we were both working at 7, so we had to wake up, and that was one time, and I just don't need sleep anymore that much because, I mean, so what is sleep? It's really just regenerating, but you can regenerate through sex as well. And you can, yes, exactly. You can regenerate through sex and just, yeah, rest and get all the energy that you need for living this fucking life, which is awesome. So I don't really have to sleep anymore that much. And it's just, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm so motivated to always do something and I'm inspired to, like keep on moving and wait, what was the other thing that was, yeah, I wanted to say with this, that he was fucking me the whole night and we just didn't have time to sleep. And also when I'm self-pleasure, like, because once you also have to differentiate. In the beginning, when I started self-pleasuring him, I had a lot of one-night stands with myself because I wanted to rush it. And me and my friends, we always say, like, it's a one-night stand if you didn't really, like, self-pleasure fully and that you didn't feel better after it. So in the beginning, I was like, okay, like, I'm just gonna, because I was wet. So I was just like, okay, like, let me just put this penis inside of me, fuck me, squirt one time, and that's it. So this was literally like a one-night stand with myself. But when you really self-pleasure, like, I'm talking like 2 hours, 3 hours being with yourself, and like, you have to like have closed eyes and just like focusing on that area, focusing on yourself, you expand. Like you just feel that your persona is just like present, like a meter away from you. Like you radiate it so much. And then you really don't need sleep. You're just like, it's like massaging your brain. So you're just rested after it. You're like, okay, fine, I'll sleep, like whatever, but I'm going to continue in the morning. And okay, one last thing, it's all coming up to me. I really wanted to share this with you because I think that you're gonna love it. Okay, my pussy is my radar 100%. Like I'm so in tune with her now. Before I met this boyfriend in South Africa, I was dating another guy. We were just like getting to know each other. And we were dating for about a month. And when we started getting intimate, she didn't get wet. Like she was just not wet. And I was like, what's happening? Like at first, like try to find an excuse. And like, there's no excuses. Like she does not make mistakes. If she does not get wet, it means something. And like we were not having penetration. He was just trying to finger me. And then he wanted to go down on me to make me wet. And I was like, if she ain't wet on her own, then you're not making her wet, Like, and then we just stopped. I ended up breaking up with him, just calling it off after 2 days. And then I manifested this amazing man in my life. And when I saw him, Kim, I was gushing. Like he was just walking to me. The first time we met, I was just like, I have to go to the toilet because, like, I felt like sometimes I get so wet that I feel it until my knees. Like it's really like dripping down. And like people probably think that I peed myself, but I'm just like, I just have to go wipe it, you know? And in South Africa, there's not a lot of toilet paper anywhere. So I was like, what can I wipe this with? Like you go to the toilet and there's no toilet paper. So I was just like, fuck. And I remember coming back to the student house and I was like with the girls. I love these girls. It's another thing. When you inhabit your sexual energy, you attract people, also relationships. Like women that I interact with now are just fully inhabiting their sexual energy. I have another thought on that. But I came back to the student house and I was like, guys, like I saw the name to this guy today and I was just so wet. Like I need to get to know, like, who is this man, you know? And then one of the girls was just sitting there and she's like, yeah, Pussy Spark. And I'm like, what? And she's like, Pussy Spark, like you have Pussy Spark, you know? Your vagina always tells you, if it's a Pussy Spark, go for it. Well, and now, like, yeah, we ended up dating and I ended up moving in. We were living for a month. I was living with him and just fucking every day, and it was awesome. And to conclude, you're manifesting also people that are inhabiting their full sexual energy. I've always been friends with this girl, but now she's, I think, just tapped more into her sexual energy as well. This weekend I came back from Austria and I was visiting her and she has a boyfriend now. They're also living together. They're so adorable. And you know, these late night conversations with your girls, we're talking and she of course, sex is on the table. So we're talking all about sex and she's like, Tia, we're fucking like 7 times a week. You don't get it. Like he comes and he's like, bloop. He comes and he's like, bloop, comes and bloop. And I'm just like, yeah, like his fucking life, like like you attracted a man that's fully like living his life, and that's why he's so hard and he can fuck you all the time. And he's like, and she was like, yeah, but you know when people tell you like, oh yeah, like I had sex for like, I don't know, 4 times in a day, and everybody's like, oh wow, I have sex like 7 times, and that's like the bare minimum. Like this is how it is now, and we fuck every day. And I'm just like, yeah, thank you. Like I don't even have to explain myself because you're already saying it. Like it's just so amazing. Like yeah, everything, Kim. Much love and much gratitude.
Well, you're vibrating at such a high frequency that you are just like crazy magnetizing all of these things that are so much more in alignment with you in every part of your life. It's incredible. You've just done such an amazing job, Tia.
Yeah, thank you, Kim. And you know, another thing is I've always been a planner, and now I don't plan anymore, and things just happen. Like now, my father, of course, wants a 5-year plan. I can give it to him, but because after Curacao, I don't really know, because I graduated this year. And then in December, I'm going to come back in Curacao. It's a 3-month internship. So 2025, I had no idea. But with this energy, come on, like what can happen? Like it's just good things are going to come my way. And I also know it, you know? Yeah. And my gut feeling and intuition are just higher as well. Like I just know when people come to me and I can just read their aura, their energy. I'm just like, I'm not fucking with this person. Like I'm not even going to interact. Even though I'm very bubbly and very extroverted and I usually socialize with everyone, but I'm just like, yeah, no, not my cup of tea. Or like also opportunities. If an opportunity comes, I'm just like, this resonates with me. This doesn't. No, moving on. I know better ones are gonna come. Like I don't have to settle for something just because there's no better option, because I always know a better option is gonna come. You know. I don't have this, like, I'm completely without fear. I don't have fear anymore. Because what is fear? Fear is just an illusion of the future that may or may never happen. So you can't live in fear. That's not the way. Oh my God, Kim, I want to keep talking to you. But yeah, it was so amazing. I think I mentioned everything. There's, of course, so much more, but maybe I can just write you an essay and send it to you. You've
said so much. I mean, what we can do is talk to you again in a year, get an update of what else is, or probably in 3 months, you'll have like tons of updates to share. This has been incredible. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing all of this. And it's just such an amazing, legendary example of what this life can look like when you're really being guided and allowing and harvesting your sexual energy so that you're creating your entire life with it. And that it's allowing, like, it's bringing these things to you. Like, all you're doing is spending this loving, nurturing, sensual time with yourself. And then life and this energy is taking care of the rest.
100%. And I think you're uplifting other people with it as well, you know? Like, you're just walking through it and people pick up on that and they're like, whoa, like, wow, like, life is beautiful. Like, you can live like that. Look, she's a living example of it. Just yesterday, I had a taxi driver and he was like, nah, nah, and life and this. No, like life is beautiful. I was just like talking to him, like, you just have to, like see the beautiful things. Like put your rose-ass glasses on and see the world for the beautiful things. Like don't focus on the bad.
And go shove this thing up your ass and breathe while you're masturbating at the same time.
Oh my God, I also wanted to talk about anus, but yeah, another time, I guess. Oh my God, I was just the partner that I met in South Africa. I was just like, baby, can I we just like touch him. I was just like, this is an erogenous zone too. Like, come on, like relax, you're gonna love it. I would never, like a year ago, I would never put my fingers up someone's ass before. Wow.
Amazing, Tia. Thank you so much. Keep us posted on all the updates and adventures. Love to hear.
Yeah, I'm going to text you. Thank you so much, and thank you for everything. You changed my life. And to anyone listening to this, sign up, guys. Sign up, invest in yourself, and do the work. It's not just theory. You have to do it in practice as well.
What did I tell you? Bombshell after bombshell. Tia started her journey with me in the How to Be a Well-Fucked Woman salon. This is my 10-week How to Live, Love, and Orgasm in a Female Body education where I have compiled the best of my 30-plus years of orgasmic enlightenment to take you over the edge into a lifetime of bliss. This is the sex school everyone ought to receive but did not. And it's open for registration now. In it, you will learn the instructions for the deeper vaginal orgasms, including G-spot, cervical, and of course, squirting, self-pleasuring 101, and how to channel your sexual energy into creative genius and cash that falls into your lap. How to transform challenging menstruation, PMS, and menopause into blissful portals, using your feminine essence to build a life of ease and pleasure where you just magnetize things to you. Breast massage to tone, lift, and activate the orgasmic potential of your breasts. And of course, how to give your man enlightened blowjobs and handjobs. Go to kimanami.com, look for Sexual Savant Salons, and then click on How to Be a Well-Fucked Woman. The salon only runs once a year, and it's open for the next 2 weeks. Come and get it. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already, subscribe and also leave a review. And send someone else the gift of a healthy libido and an off-the-charts love life by sharing this episode with them. We'll be back next week, and in the meantime, many happy orgasms.